In this little video, we're going to talk about the server roles that we have installed on our two physical servers that we have. And to start out here, we're going to be looking at our Marge server. Um, the Marge server has the same AD, DNS, file services, and Hyper-V role as the Homer server, but the Marge server has also the network policy and access services and the WSUS updating service. So to start out with the MPA and MPS, we have this is our Radius server that we use for the VPN authentication. And as you can see here, this is our Cisco router that's using it. And then we have a group called VPN. So um, any user that is in this VPN group from our Active Directory security groups will be allowed VPN access. And to set this up, we kind of just had to go through and tell it that we were just using this as an authentication server, not as the actual VPN server, because that's what we were using our Cisco router for. And we had to tell it that it was a Cisco router that we were using for the router, because there's some different vendors that are pre-configured and everything into the uh, into the software, which makes a lot of this a lot easier. As you can see, a lot of it really didn't need to be configured, only because we were using this for the authentication purposes. So pretty much the only thing we had to do was set it up here, and then make sure in our Cisco router that we told to look at this server for authentication for the VPN access. So moving on, we also have the Windows Service Update services installed on this. And what this does is downloads all of Windows updates. We tell it what updates we want it to download and everything, and then it goes through and deploys the updates onto the computer, so every computer is not going out to the actual internet to install the updates. And we still have a few here that are coming in. Microsoft just this last Tuesday, the 13th, released a ton of new updates, and there has been some problems with some of the new updates that they were rolling out. So we really didn't just go in and approve all of the updates, because I've been reading that there were some major Adobe problems. So as you can see, not a lot of these computers were not updated as of yet, only because Microsoft does not have a fix out yet for the updates that they have. So it could break something. So that's what's really nice also about this, is that you can control when things are being deployed, and you can make sure the testing and everything is done on it before you implement all the updates into your system. Now going back to our other server, Homer server here, we have the print services, which we talked about earlier on this server. That's really the only difference on this one. But we also use this server as doing all the backups for our Exchange and our systems and our data as well. And we use Acronis Backup and Recovery only because we have a license for it, and it does a really good job for a third-party piece of software, especially when it comes to backing up the Exchange databases. You can back up individual mailboxes with this, and with the Microsoft backup software, you can only back up like bare metal type stuff in volumes. It's a lot harder. It can be done to recover single mailboxes with the Microsoft backup, um, but it's not nearly as easy and user friendly as with the Acronis. So this is what we end up doing, and so this is just the main interface, and then the backups are on a schedule, a task scheduler, and done nightly, and then moved over to one of the storage devices, and then it's replicated over to the other server, so we have multiple versions of the backup. So this was a run through of our Microsoft Server 2008 R2 roles, and thank you for watching.